Hi, my name is El-Koura and I'm a writer. I've self-published some short stories and one novel, and I love that with a very little bit of know-how or some inexpensive hired help, we self-publishers can make our ebooks look every bit as good as those put out by traditional publishers. But print books are different, and a lot more effort is required to make print books look good if you're not going to hire an expert. I was shocked when I heard that some self-publishers use their word processors, say Microsoft Word, to generate the PDFs they send to printers like CreateSpace or Lulu. That's just not a good idea, because books have to be formatted properly before they're ready for printing, and your word processor wasn't designed to do that kind of formatting or typesetting. I'll show you a better way. It's not as easy as Word, but the results you're going to get are about a gazillion billion times better. It's called Lix, and it's a free software program available for a whole bunch of operating systems. Go to lix.org and click on the download button, then pick your operating system and off you go. While Lix is downloading, I'll give you some context. Lix is built on something called LaTeX, which is built on something called Tech, which is an amazingly powerful system for automatically typesetting your words. You can think of Tech as the engine, LaTeX as the frame and components and gears of your car, and Lix as your dashboard and steering wheel. With Lix, you can relatively easily access the power of Tech. It's like having your own personal typesetting genius trapped right in your computer's memory, but without having to find, abduct, and confine an actual typesetting genius. Alright, I'm assuming you have Lix downloaded and installed, and you can run it on your computer. If you're having problems, there's lots of tutorials for how to get it going on your operating system, so go ahead and pause this video and look for those. Now let's set some document properties. The most important is that you set your document class to book memoir. You can also play around with fonts and page margins. For illustration purposes, I'm just going to start typing something. Now I'm going to click on this preview button. Cool, right? Okay, maybe you're not impressed yet, but we've barely done anything and it already looks pretty good. Although you can type right into Lix, I like to do my writing in a word processor and then copy over my words into the program. You'll have some cleanup to do. The biggest for me is that my quotes don't always translate properly into curly quotes, so I have to go back and fix them. Once your text is cleaned up, you can add a bit of code to tell Lix, to tell LaTeX, to tell Tech, things like where your chapters are. For that, just highlight the text and mark it as a chapter heading. I've got a few more things going on in my file, to tell Lix how to generate my table of contents, headers, and to do drop caps for the first letters in a section. When I click preview, this is what it looks like. Pretty good, right? With that single click of a button, Lix calls on the mighty power of LaTeX to take my text and make it look as beautiful as possible. Now it isn't always perfect, but it's usually pretty good, and you can hand-tune anything that doesn't look right. When I have everything exactly the way I want it, I just export to PDF and upload that file to my printer of choice. So how do you take your manuscript and turn it into a print-ready format using Lix? Well, there's a lot of resources all over the web. The best place to start is on the lix.org website itself. Just click on the wiki and explore, and make sure you click on the tutorial link. If you can't afford or don't want to hire an expert to typeset your books, you owe it to yourself and to your readers to take the time to learn to do it properly yourself. Now go make your print books beautiful.